Hypnosis certification. Is it important? How does it work? We'll tell you practically everything that you need to know right here in this video. I'm Chris Thompson.
And I'm Mike Mandel, and we run the Mike Mandel Hypnosis Academy. We get questions on hypnosis and hypnotherapy certification almost daily. Usually the questions come from people who are considering taking our online hypnosis training or attending our live classroom hypnosis trainings.
And the common theme is people want to know if they'll be accredited, certified, or have the right to use a certain title in their marketing material. And people often believe that there's some kind of legal requirement to be certified in hypnosis in order to open up a hypnosis business.
Right. So let's start with this question. What does it mean to be called a certified hypnotist? The shocking and sad truth is it takes next to nothing to become a certified hypnotist.
That's true. The title certified hypnotist is almost meaningless. Oh, sure, it'll give you prestige with your clients, and that's a worthwhile reason to use such a title, but the term is usually meaningless when you come at it from a legal standpoint.
Right. This is because there's no universal governing body for hypnotists or hypnotherapists. The field of hypnosis is largely unregulated, just like many other industries like barbers and reflexologists.
Right. It's an unregulated profession, and professions can be regulated or unregulated. If a profession is regulated, it means that there's some organization that issues a certification or a license that holds some kind of legal or maybe government recognized meaning.
Right. You can't typically advertise yourself as an electrician without proper credentials, but you can call yourself a barber or hairdresser with no restrictions.
In fact, in Ontario, you can't even call yourself a registered massage therapist without registering with the College of Massage Therapists of Ontario, which legally governs the profession. But you can call yourself a personal trainer, regardless of your qualifications, your skill, or your certification status.
Unregulated professions have no governing body dictating the legal use of a title or a strict curriculum or qualifications to obtain a license, if a license is even needed.
Just like hypnosis. In fact, a certified hypnotist is simply anybody who has taken a course or joined an organization where a certificate has been issued, and it doesn't necessarily mean that they're skilled.
Well, what about hypnosis certifying organizations? There are dozens of certifying organizations around, and some are quite large and have been around for a very long time. One example is the National Guild of Hypnotists, the NGH, and others are smaller and owned by individual training organizations.
So, in fact, we're technically a certifying organization, right, Mike? Because we teach hypnosis and we issue certifications for students who pass a testing process.
Right.
And as wonderful as our training is, and regardless of all of the amazing things that our students say about us, the certification that we issue has no legal meaning.
Some certifying organizations have very strict standards and offer incredible training, but others not so much. This is why it's important to think about much more than just, will this course certify me as a hypnotist?
All right, so now that you understand how a hypnosis certification doesn't necessarily hold any legal meaning, let us offer you two possible ways that such a certification is at least actually useful.
Right. First, hypnosis certification may help you obtain business insurance, and some insurance companies will want to know that you do have a certification, despite the fact that they generally won't have the first clue about hypnosis or what the requirements were for you to achieve your certification. But rules are rules. And if you have a certification that meets the requirements of your insurer, then it's useful.
That makes sense. So second of all, a hypnosis certificate definitely helps you build prestige, right? Hanging your certificate on your office wall will give you a sense of authority and prestige with your client, which will often make it easier for you to work with the client and achieve a good outcome. Now, anything that you can do within the bounds of honesty to boost your client's belief in your skills as a hypnotist will help.
Right. Now, does your hypnosis training need to be accredited? The word accredited sounds very official, so you've probably noticed that many hypnosis training companies advertise that their training is accredited by some fancy-sounding organization.
That's true. The truth is that accredited just means that it's officially recognized or authorized. But who recognizes it and who authorized it?
Sadly, some hypnosis training companies form their own certifying organization. Then they advertise that they are accredited by said organization, which is them.
Right. At Mike Mandel Hypnosis, we don't talk about being accredited because, well, that would be silly. We're very transparent about the fact that your certification comes from us. It would seem silly to say that your training is accredited by Mike Mandel Hypnosis because obviously we're authorized to say so.
There are also plenty of other accrediting organizations who authorize trainers around the world to certify hypnotists under their own umbrella. Now, this simply means that the student has completed a set of training that meets the criteria established by that certifying organization.
And the vast majority of accrediting organizations are independent, and hypnosis certifications that they accredit are not government recognized. So here's a simple example to make things clear. Let's say that you go to a nationally recognized university and you study engineering and you graduate with a Bachelor of Engineering degree. So now you can claim to have an accredited degree. Similarly, if you become a dentist, your degree is probably accredited from some government recognized school.
Hypnosis is very different. The accreditation is not typically government recognized, and that's because hypnosis is pretty much an unregulated field.
Unregulated field. So if a school advertises that they're accredited by the International Association of Professional Hypnotic Storm Riders, you can be pretty darn sure that this means absolutely nothing other than that the organization has authorized the hypnosis trainer to make that claim.
Right. We at Mike Mandel Hypnosis could create our own fancy sounding organization and authorize ourselves and anyone else to teach our course. We could call our training accredited by the organization, but it wouldn't mean anything.
The only exception that we're aware of is the Hypnosis Motivation Institute in California, so HMI. This organization is accredited by the Accrediting Council for Continuing Education and Training, ACCET. It's an accrediting agency recognized by the U.S. Department of Education.
This doesn't mean that a hypnosis curriculum is good or bad, by the way. It just means that their school has achieved some sort of authorization by a body connected to the U.S. Department of Education.
So the vast majority of successful hypnotists do not have government accredited hypnosis training. We can safely estimate that more than 95% of all successful hypnosis professionals in the world don't have any sort of government recognized official hypnosis accreditation. But some do have accredited degrees in areas such as psychology or dentistry, but usually not in hypnosis.
Let's wrap up with some concluding thoughts about hypnosis certification. Number one, study with an excellent trainer. Practically every hypnosis training out there will offer some kind of certification. Understand that the certification is almost certainly legally meaningless. So make sure your focus is to get the best training you can get with knowledgeable, experienced trainers who have a great reputation.
Number two, always keep people safe. Anybody could watch a YouTube video and claim that they're a professional clinical hypnotist. But of course, that is neither reasonable nor ethical. You should only start doing change work therapy and charging people for it after going through a proper training program and acquiring the confidence that you can actually help people change.
As a hypnotist, you must always care for your subject's ecology. That is, their physical and mental well-being is your primary responsibility and yours only. Don't be like the many inept hypnotists out there who aren't even paying attention if their subject's falling out of the chair or collapsing altogether right in front of them. Take care of your subject. Keep your subject safe. That's your number one priority.
Always intend the experience you're providing them to be as good as possible, whether it's in a therapy or an entertainment setting. And for this to happen, you must make sure you have good training.
Number three, keep learning. Forever. We practice what we preach. I've been doing hypnosis professionally since 1975. And I keep learning.
He sure does. So sadly, we see hypnotists replying sometimes to our online ads, and they'll say such things like, I'm already qualified, as if their qualification somehow excuses them from the responsibility for continuous improvement. Now, thankfully, these people are in the minority, but they are out there and they incorrectly believe that their certificate means the learning is over.
We think you should consider studying hypnosis with multiple trainers through live classes, online videos, books, podcasts, articles, and anything else that offers you a path to get better.
So be better than the piece of paper that you hang on your office wall. Would you agree with that, Mike?
Absolutely.
All right. If you want to learn more about hypnosis and learn from us inside of the Mike Mandel Hypnosis Academy, which includes certification that we've discussed here, check out the Mike Mandel Hypnosis Academy. You can start with a free trial. You'll find a link to sign up in the description underneath this video. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks again, and
good night.